Hey guys, your friendly neighborhood gamerman here. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to show you how to do some edits on Batocera today using different MAME emulators. So we're going to go into MAME. I'm just going to do something random. So I hold down B. Now it could be any button you set. If you set it up differently, you could be holding down A. It's whatever button, it's usually A or B, whatever button gets you into this user menu. So this is where you can make different changes. So I go into advanced game options, hold down B again, and then you'll get to your emulator. A lot of these are set to, all of these will be set to auto when you first get the image. And sometimes auto will work off the bat, sometimes it won't. Now the choices are libretto, MAME 78 plus, libretto MAME 139, libretto MAME. I'm not going to go through all of these, but let's try show you one thing, quick thing first, and then we'll actually go into the game that we'll play. Decorations. So usually what I try first is the bezel project, because that's the one that'll give you some nice graphics most of the time if they exist. So artwork, and you can go with the different one if you click on it. Again, everything is holding down B. Go through different borders, and it usually doesn't show you what the bezel project is. That's like the default, but usually there'll be, you know, something a little better. So click on that, press back, and let's see, let's try to go into the game and let's see now if libretto MAME will work for 1942. It may or it may not. See, that's the border we picked. So now we have something cool. It looks like that MAME might not be working for this game. So I'll click coin and start. Log out of the game. Now let's hold down B again. We'll go to advanced game options and let's go to MAME 78 plus. This one works a lot, so we'll try that. Every once in a while you'll have ROMs which just do not work, which means it's not the correct version for Batocera. So I replaced, maybe on mine, games that I really wanted, 6-7 different games that I already had on PC, different ROMs. So you can actually ask Roman, or if you know where to find them, you can just go, you can Google it and try some different versions. So you see that one worked, it loaded right away. Here we are playing. Now I want to show you one thing. We can go into RetroArch by pressing coin and B, or your hotkey, whatever you set it to. Usually you want to set your hotkey to coin. Now we'll go. Now we'll press A to go back. So you want to go into settings, and we'll go into video. This is something I use. In this one it was working fine, so maybe it's a bad example, but we'll do it again in another one, in another ROM. So I use it to change the aspect ratio. Core provided usually works pretty well. It'll be the actual core for the game, whatever was proper in the arcade, but sometimes that won't work for your bezel, so you can mess with it. Left and right, custom, full. Some games I don't like to use a bezel, I just leave it on full screen. It looks cooler for like X-Men, for example. There's something wrong with my X-Men bezel, so and I'm playing it with 4 players, so I'd rather have it on the full screen. Sometimes 4:3 or whatever, or 1:1 will work better with your bezel, so you can mess with them and see what works best. So this one was port provided, we'll just put it back. And we can just press A to go back. Now if I go back to main menu, go back to my quick menu, we can go to on-screen overlay. I actually didn't want to do that. I wanted to see my overlay while I'm selecting the game, but let's try it in a different game. Let's get out of this one. So I'm going to show you a little trick on how to make functions work in games that don't work. Like I've had driving games with the drive button. There's no acceleration button. So how do you play it? You can't. And I have 4-player games where I can only use 2 players, or 3-player games because they're locked. So the easiest way is, if you can, in Libretto MAME, go into the tab menu, which I'll show you, and you can do a lot of edits there in the dip switches. But some games don't work in that menu. They work in the one that, with that emulator, they work in the one that I just showed you. That one doesn't have the tab menu off the bat. So I'll show you how to enable that. Alright, so let's try Iron Man Ivan Stewart's Super Off-Road. So cool game, right? It uses 3 wheels in the arcade. I wanted to play with 3 players. Why should I only be able to play with 2? I don't know, but when I tried, the 3rd player accelerator was not working. I went into MAME, everything is locked. I went into RetroArt, changed all the buttons around, nothing works. So I fixed it, and I'll show you how. I'm going to try to do it with this one, because this one I haven't touched yet. This one with the track pack just has some extra features. That was the only difference. So let's go advanced game options. So it didn't work with MAME or MAME 0139. It worked with MAME 78 Plus, and that's the one we'll need to get into the MAME menu. So let's see now. Also, let's go to our shader set, and let's set it not to auto, but not shader set, sorry, decorations, and let's set that to the bezel project. Now let's click on the game and let's see what we get. You see that? Now we have that nice bezel. Let me just go to settings, video. I think this fits fine. A lot of times it's the beat 'em ups that don't fit right. They're like an inch off and you'll have your characters off the screen. But right here, again, we can change it and then easily go back and look, but I'll just do it to core provided. There it is. So let's go into the game and let's just see what we have. Inserting all my coins. So we have all 3 players working, which is a nice start, right? Alright, player 1 is ready. Player 2. And this also works when you have, let's say you have 4 buttons and your 4th button or your 3rd or 4th button or whatever is not working. Alright, so I'm controlling the red car now, player 1. That works. Player 2. Oh, look at that. On this one, even player 2 doesn't have an accelerator. Let's try player 3. You see that the nitro is working, but nothing else. So I have my keyboard plugged in, I press tab, nothing happens. So let's go into RetroArch. We're into RetroArch. Don't mind this, I'm just getting back from where I was. So you can go back to main menu, quick menu. So this is the important part. So let's go into options. We'll go into system, and you see right here, display main menu off. Turn it to on. Press A to go back, and then let's just get out of RetroArch. Now, look at that, we have the main menu. So, let's go down, input this game. Now I click A on player 1 to get into that menu. So player 1, everything worked. Player 2, button 1, we're gonna hold down A, which will allow me to enable the enter field. Player 2 button 1, I will set it as B. So player 3 button 1, let's do the same thing. I will set that as B. Player 3 coin, I think all the coins worked. I'm going to leave them alone because I wouldn't have been able to get into the game. Player 1 pedal worked. Everything on player 1 worked. Player 2 pedal 1. So that didn't work. Let's hold it down. I'm going to set that to A. There we go. Player 3 pedal 1. Let's hold down A on player 1, and we will press A on that. Dial is your controls. I think I had player 2 working, so let me just go to player 3, and we'll set the axes. You know what? Before I do this, I want to just try. I don't want to reset it if it didn't work. So let's press tab, or actually return to main menu again. Press A on player 1. Now we're out of here. You can try some of the other functions too if you need to. On different games, I think that's how I activated second and third player, which we'll work on as well. This is a way to fix different controls. I did this in pole position. All I needed was one player. The accelerator didn't work, so I went into this menu and activated the accelerator. So now let's press coin and B again, and we'll enter a RetroArch menu, display main menu. Let's turn that to off to get rid of that, and press A to go back to this screen. Once you do that, it's enabled. Now let's get out of RetroArch and let's see what we have. So I'm on player 2 now. My nitro works, and there we go. Player 2 now has acceleration and the nitro. And my joysticks are working. I didn't mess with those right away because I thought they may have been already set, and they were. Now let's try player 3. Player 3, there it is, blue car. We have the accelerator, the nitro, and the controller was already set. Now if the controller's not set on some games, they're not, just do the same thing, follow the instructions. Hold down the A button on player 1, and where it says up, set it to up. Where it says down, set it to down. In that one, it was a dial, so it just needs the analog X position and Y position. So you'll just need to go in and, for X, press left, and then for Y, press up or down, and it should work. If it doesn't, just do the opposite. Go back in and do the opposite. Now, one quick thing just to be safe, and I think you might not even need to do this, but I always do. You can go into overrides, press the wrong button, overrides, and save game overrides. And I'll also go into controls when I do the controls and save the controls. Since we didn't save in RetroArch, I don't think you need to here. It already saved everything in MAME, but you can always just save the game, remap file. Why not? That's the lesson for how to fix controls. Now, I made a section here. We have 4-player games here in Batocera, but it's got a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff which I don't really want to play, and it was missing stuff. It was missing 3-player games, so set up my own collection here. Called it 3 and 4-player games. And here are all my games. But certain games didn't have themselves set for 3 and 4, 3rd and 4th player, or some buttons didn't work, or both. So let's go to Battletoads. Battletoads is a good example because I may have not even played this Battletoads yet because I see I didn't change the border. Maybe I tried. Let's go real quick. Let's go to so this will be a good experiment. I think I haven't done this game yet. Let's see.
Stomping time.
Let's see if I did. Maybe I did. Why wouldn't I change the border? I don't know. Let's go in here. It looks like I didn't, so let's see if we can fix this together. I might have done it on a different image. So holding down B, go to advanced game options. Let's see if we have some decorations here. Set that. Video mode. So I'm going to try MAME. If MAME works, I can go right into the main menu. I don't have to do all that into the tab menu, and I can fix that right away. So let's see if it works first. And if it doesn't, we'll go to the other one. Sometimes you will have both working, but the game will work better in one rather than the other. And this is version 35 and 36. Maybe some of them are working a little better. But here we have the bezel, but the game's not working. So let's get out of here. So I think I know what I need to do. In RetroArch, it's kind of the same idea, but you will have many more available. Let's try this. We haven't tried maybe on 139 yet, so let's see if that one works. Usually in RetroArch, they'll give you 7 to 12 different emulators that can work for your game. Not that can work, but that are available. And a lot of times I found that maybe 5 work, 3 to 5, or 2 work. Here usually it's like the 1. Batocera tries to make everything a little more, it's less options, but a little more user-friendly. So here we go. It's loading. This is the same one that we tried before. So let's go into our RetroArch menu. We'll do the same thing we did before. We'll go into options. We'll go into system, and let's turn that on. Press A to go back and get out of RetroArch and put this game. Let's go to dip switches. Let's see what we have. Demo sounds on, stereo on, common point. 3-player on. So if the 3-player was on, then it should work. That's what we want. We want it on, not off. So that's basically the fix to turn it on to 3 players. But when I tried before, I could not activate my 3rd player. So let's try one more quick time to see if that's the case still. Maybe I did something wrong. And if it is, then we will fix it. If that ever happens to you, I just pressed coin and then I clicked the start button with my knuckle. No big deal. Nobody's perfect. That was the coin. That was coin player 2. Coin player 3. So, should be working. Oh yeah, we have all 3 characters. I might have done this before, that's why that was set to on, but that's basically it. You go to the tab menu and you set it on for 3 players. I know the Ninja Kids I just did. Let's try that and see what it looks like. I don't want to have this problem all the time. This is the service button that I want to change because that's what's screwing us up. So yeah, much easier fix that I didn't even notice before was just service mode. Go into dip switch's service mode to off. And that should solve my problem without popping up. So dip switches again. You can change your difficulty. And this is where you do the cabinet type. So 4 player, 2 coin slots. So you can change it to 2 player. I think that's what I did. I changed it to 4 player. And then I went into each player. Here, put this game, and then you can set up the controls for each player. So player 1 and 2 were set. See, I didn't do anything there. And you see this, player 3, I set up the coin. I set up the controls right there. So now you know for the axes up would be Y, left, right, X. And when it only gives you 2 like a dial, I think it doesn't matter which way you go. So for up, down, just set it to Y, click up or down, and for left or right, click it to X. And then, but this one, just follow the instructions, and you'll set whatever buttons you want for player 3, button 1, button 2, and then it should be all set. Turn to main menu, and then I saved them already. Oh, you know what? Let me just save that new stuff that I did. I don't know if I need to do that. Okay, do it, and hope that it doesn't bring me into that menu again. Save game option overrides. Yes, let's save it. Get out.
Thank you.
So let's see what I got. That's player 1. It's got my player 2 in here. All the buttons working. There's player 3. Let's use player 3, beat up a couple of guys, some powers. Let's get player 4 in here. There's player 4. Get everything working, hooray. A little bit of trial and error, guys, it's okay. I wasn't sure what to do with that test menu at first. Seemed like when you have a PC, it's easier. You'll set the test menu to whatever button, and there'll be another button on your keyboard that'll activate it, and it won't be an issue. Sometimes when you're using these pre-made images on a Raspberry Pi, little issues come up, but see that as a way to solve them. Figure it out, a little trial and error. full game working with 4 players. That was only a 2-player game initially. And activated all the buttons. So I hope this helped you guys, and I hope that you can get every game that you want working with Batocera. Thanks for joining me.